Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. The Nationalists, the SNP mad boys, foaming at the mouth, wild-eyed loons, have taken it upon themselves to abandon the Scottish Rugby team. They're no longer proud of their nation, it seems. They don't want to support their lads on the pitch. And do you know why? It's because Ruth Davidson has been appointed to the rugby board. Of course, she is a Tory. She's ex-leader of Scottish Tories. But they're so stampy feet with their little crybaby faces that how dare they select Ruth Davidson and put her on the board, that they're saying, right, because of that, we hate the Scottish rugby team and we're not supporting them and we're not going to their games because they're awful people. Oh, really? And you want an independent Scotland and you can't even support your own team? What a joke. What a bunch of children. Anyway, we'll take a look at this article to see what's really riled them up. But it's just stupid. She's not even a politician anymore. She's resigned, didn't she? She retired a long time ago, spent more time with her family. That's the usual excuse, isn't it? Anyway, we'll take a look at it, see what's going on, see why these mad, bad lads have given up on their national side. Bunch of tossers, eh? Here you go. So the Nats are in meltdown as Ruth Davidson is appointed to the Scottish Rugby Board. In a typical hilarious fashion, Nat Rugby fans have vowed they'll never be back at Murrayfield after the former Scottish Conservative leader was made a director on the board. I don't suppose anyone will miss them, to be honest. You don't want, happy day, we're not supporting you anymore, these children. You don't want that sort of support, do you? The supporters who go wishy-washy. They don't want to turn up just because somebody's on the board. No pride in your country, dearie me, and you're the ones who want independence. Bit two-faced and hypocritical, methinks. Got to say, she looks like a rugby player, and that's not being personal. She's got that bulk, hasn't she? Nationalist rugby fans have vowed to never return to Murrayfield in a bizarre meltdown after Ruth Davidson was appointed to Scottish Rugby Board. The former Scottish Conservative leader has been named as a director on the board of Scottish Rugby. She's been appointed as a non-exec role at Scottish Rugby Limited alongside businessman and former BBC Apprentice star Mike Souter. But fans aren't happy. To be honest, these are SNP fans, these are nationalist fans. They're never happy. They are miserable. Their whole lives are just filled with misery. The only thing that keeps them going is being miserable. It's the only thing that gives them any pleasure is their misery. They're all masochists. And even if they got independence, they'd still be miserable because they'd be living in a miserable Scotland and knowing that they could only blame themselves. They could no longer blame England for everything that went wrong. And so they'd still be miserable. So just let them be miserable. But let them be miserable in their own time, over there at their own expense. We don't care. Anyway, the senior Tory, who currently sits as a peer in the House of Lords, as Baroness Davidson of London Links, is a passionate fan of rugby and has attended Scotland matches at Murrayfield in the past. I must admit, I have never been to Murrayfield. I've been to Twickers and I've been to Millennium in Cardiff, but I've never been to Murrayfield. That's something I really need to correct, isn't it? Anyway, a statement from Murrayfield read, Scottish Rugby has further strengthened its operational board with the appointments of Ruth Davidson and Mike Souter as non-exec directors. I tell you where I have been. I have watched Forest Mechanics play. You can't get much smaller than that, and that's a long way up. Anyway, former Scottish Conservative leader Ruth Davidson and Mike Souter, one of the UK's most respected business leaders, following his 30-year career in publishing, joint recent appointees Alexandra Wellen from IMG, and also a non-exec director, and John McGuigan as chair. Ruth Davidson, they said, brings a breadth of experience to the board, following more than 2 decades in journalism and politics. As an experienced non-exec across the manufacturing and financial services sectors, she has particular interest in ensuring companies and organisations deliver their environmental, social and governance commitments. Oh yeah, the ESG, it's how you build your credit now. Social credits for companies, it's weird, isn't it? Anyway, Ruth runs her own consultancy business, is a regular speaker on the leadership and diversity, and sits on a number of voluntary and charitable boards. She's a member of the House of Lords, and is therefore getting a lot of money at public expense, and the sooner they abandon the House of Lords, the better. That's just my personal view. I don't care. If you have a view, you may be different. That's fine. Let me know in the comments. I don't care. if you disagree with me. That's the great thing about free speech. I don't like insults, but you're free to disagree. In typical Nat fashion, however, the move was blasted, with several taking to social media to say they won't be back, and nobody will care. One post said, "I'll not be back at Murrayfield until she is gone," while another said, "That's me no longer following or supporting Scottish Rugby." Oh well, I'm sure Scottish Rugby don't need that kind of non-support. You obviously weren't doing it for Scotland, you were doing it for your own personal benefit. Otherwise you take the thick and the thin and you stand there and you cheer your team on, win, draw or lose. Others were more supportive of the decision. Ruth Davidson is a stalwart supporter of Scottish Rugby and is very knowledgeable about the game. She'll be a real asset and will further the SRU in both the business and sporting side of things. Mike Souter, he'll do fine at the business end. Excellent appointments, SRU. And that's basically what they're saying. But these sad men, because it'll be predominantly men, will sit there going, "I'm not going to watch my team play. I'm not going to go and watch my national team play because they dared to appoint someone with whom I politically disagree." What a sad loser you truly are. You inadequate little men. Go to the game and watch your team. She's not playing. You can't boo her. For God's sake, what is wrong with these people? They're mental. I mean, I always say, if there's anything more stupid than a nationalist politician, it's the people who vote for them. Because they vote for them. They're obviously dim. Anyway, I'm going to round off there. I will come up and I will leave Ruth Davidson in the capable hands of the Scottish Rugby Union. These strange people are saying this, "I'm never going to support Scotland again" and all that. They're saying it like they're being virtuous. They don't realise that they're making themselves look out to be, well, complete dicks, to put it bluntly. I mean, why would you not support your national team just because one woman's been appointed to the board? It's like, it's pathetic. It really is. It is absolutely childish and pathetic. And they really need to grow up and stop acting like they are actually just children, aren't they? Anyway, I wish Ruth the best of luck. She's going to need it. Thanks very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please do hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And definitely do hit that subscribe button. It really absolutely helps push the truth out there. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and whatever team you support, always support them through thick or thin, and it doesn't matter who is the owner or who's on the board or anything like that. It's the team is bigger than the individual. And goodbye.